this video, we are going to look at the May-June 2022 POB Paper 2. Our first question is, Joanne wants to set up a cosmetic store in her community and therefore needs to collect data to determine the feasibility of this type of business. Identify the two main types of research data she would need to gather in order to establish the business. Our answer is, Joanne would need to gather primary data and secondary data. Now, our next question is to state one source of each type of data identified above. So we would say a source of primary data is a questionnaire or interview with potential customers in her community. A source of secondary data is, well, we only need to give one, so we could say government statistics or previous market research reports. Our next question is, state 4 reasons why Joanne may want to set up her own business. And as it is 4 marks for 4 reasons, we don't need to go too in-depthly. We just need to state in 4 sentences our 4 reasons. So Joanne may want to set up her own business because she wants to earn profits for herself instead of working for someone else. She may also want to be her own boss and make her own decisions on how the cosmetic store should operate. Another reason is that she may want to use her skills, interests, and creativity in cosmetics, beauty products, and customer service. She may also want to provide employment for herself and possibly for others in her community. Our next question is, outline 3 steps that Joanne must take in setting up the cosmetic business. 6 marks. Firstly, Joanne should conduct market research to find out whether people in her community are interested in buying cosmetics. This would help her to know what products customers want, what prices they are willing to pay, and whether there is enough demand for the business to be successful. Secondly, Joanne should prepare a business plan. This plan should include the name of the business, the type of products she will sell, her target market, her expected costs, her source of finance, and her marketing strategies. A business plan will guide her decisions and may also help her obtain a loan from a bank. Thirdly, Joanne should obtain the necessary finance, location, and legal requirements for the business. She may need to save money, borrow from a bank, or seek assistance from family. She should also register the business, get any required licenses, and choose a suitable location where customers can easily access the store. Our next question. Explain one benefit of short-term planning and one benefit of long-term planning to the successful operations of a business. 6 marks. So one benefit of short-term planning is that it helps a business to manage its daily or immediate activities effectively. For example, Joanne can plan how much stock to buy for the week, how many workers she needs, and how much money should be used for the rent, advertising, and supplies. This helps the business avoid shortages, wastage, and confusion in its daily operations. Notice we stated our point in the first sentence, then we gave an example in the next sentence, and then we stated why this particular point or this example helps the business or how it helps it. Our next answer is, one benefit of long-term planning is that it helps a business to prepare for future growth and survival. For example, Joanne may plan to expand her cosmetic store, introduce online sales, open another branch, or purchase more equipment in the future. Long-term planning helps a business set clear goals and make better decisions that can lead to growth and greater profitability. Now let's move on to question 2. Define the term simple contract. We have a simple contract is an agreement between 2 or more parties that may be made orally, in writing, or by conduct, and is legally binding once the basic elements of a valid contract are present. Next question. Describe the 3 characteristics of a specialty contract. 6 marks. A specialty contract is usually made in writing. This means that the agreement is formally recorded in a written document instead of being made only by spoken words. A specialty contract is also signed, sealed, and delivered by the parties involved. This shows that the parties seriously intend to be legally bound by the contract. Another characteristic of a specialty contract is that it does not require consideration to be valid. This means that the contract can still be legally enforceable even if one party does not give something of value in exchange. Notice with this particular answer, as it is 6 marks, or 2 marks per each answer, first we give our point and then we explain what this point means in relation to the contract or to the parties involved. So that's where you get your 2 marks. Our next question in the paper is outline what is meant by each of the following conditions of offer and acceptance relating to our contract. The 2 words that we must talk about would be offer and counter offer. Yeah, only 2. So we have an offer is a clear proposal made by one party to another showing a willingness to enter into an agreement into a contract on specific terms. For example, if Doris tells Mark that she is willing to sell him a particular car for a set price, she has made an offer. Counter offer. A counter offer occurs when the person receiving the original offer rejects it and suggests different terms instead. For example, if Doris offers to sell a car for $40,000 and Mark says he will pay $35,000 instead, Mark has made a counter offer. Our next question. Briefly explain one way in which a contract may be terminated or discharged. Our answer is a contract may be discharged by performance. This means that both parties have carried out all the duties they agreed to do under the contract, such as when the seller delivers the goods and the buyer pays the agreed price. We have a long scenario here now. Doris offers to sell Mark one of her cars. She intends to sell him the red 5-year-old Tomato XL, but Mark thinks she is selling him the yellow 3-year-old Scotch Bonnet Deluxe, which he told Doris he liked very much. Mark sends his mechanic to check the car. The mechanic returns and tells him that the car is in very good working condition. Mark pays Doris for the car by way of a manager's check. However, when the car is delivered, it is the Tomato XL instead of the Scotch Bonnet Deluxe. Mark is convinced that Doris tricked him and plans to sue him. State the legal term used to describe the situation that has occurred between Doris and Mark. The legal term we have is mistake. Suggest 3 actions that could have been taken by Doris or Mark to prevent this situation from occurring. Doris should have clearly identified the exact car she was selling by stating the color, model, age, registration number, and other details. Mark should have asked Doris to confirm in writing which car was being sold before he paid for it. And Mark should have personally inspected the car or instructed his mechanic to check the exact car being purchased before making the payments. Our next question. Recommend 2 ways in which the situation could be settled without Mark taking legal action. Doris and Mark could settle the matter through negotiation, where they discuss the misunderstanding and agree on a fair solution, such as a refund or exchange. They could also use mediation, where an independent third party helps them reach an agreement without going to court. Number 3. Cottage and linkage industries play a vital role in the economic development of Caribbean economies. List 4 characteristics of cottage industries. We have cottage industries are usually small-scale businesses operated from the home or a small workshop. They often use simple tools and equipment rather than large machinery. They usually require little capital to start compared to large manufacturing businesses. They often produce handmade or customized goods, usually with the help of family members or a small number of workers. Next question. State 2 examples of products manufactured by cottage industries in the Caribbean. 2 products manufactured by cottage industries in the Caribbean are craft items such as baskets or jewelry, and homemade food products such as pepper sauce, cakes, or jams. Next question. Outline one way in which stakeholders in the tourism industry may benefit from cottage production. Stakeholders in the tourism industry may benefit because cottage producers provide locally made craft food and souvenir items that can be sold to tourists. This allows hotels, gift shops, tour operators, and local vendors to earn income while also giving tourists authentic Caribbean products to purchase. Next question. Differentiate between primary production and secondary production, stating one example of each. Primary production involves the extraction or harvesting of raw materials from nature. An example of primary production is fishing, farming, mining, or forestry. Secondary production involves changing raw materials into finished or semi-finished goods. An example of secondary production is turning cocoa into chocolate, sugarcane into sugar, or flour into bread. The main difference is that primary production provides the raw materials, while secondary production uses those raw materials to manufacture goods. Next question. Outline one benefit of increased capital on the growth of your business. Increased capital allows a business to purchase more stock, equipment, machinery, or vehicles. This can help the business increase production, serve more customers, expand its operations, and earn higher profits. Next question. Explain two ways in which linkage industries assist in the economic development of a country. One way linkage industries assist economic development is by creating employment in several connected sectors. For example, if the tourism industry grows, it creates demand for farmers, taxi drivers, craft producers, entertainers, restaurants, and hotels. This means more people can earn incomes, support their families, and improve their standard of living. Another way linkage industries assist economic development is by increasing income and business activity within the country. When one industry buys goods and services from another local industry, money circulates in the economy instead of leaving the country. For example, hotels that buy local fruits, vegetables, fish, and craft items help farmers, fishermen, and cottage producers earn revenue. This can increase national income, encourage business growth, and reduce dependence on imports. Question 4 now. Identify the two missing links in the distribution chain shown in figure 1. We have A, which is what we need to replace. Then we have it goes to the wholesaler, it goes to B, which is the next one we need to replace, and and the last one is it gets to the consumer. So the answer we have is A is the manufacturer or the producer, and B is the retailer. Our next question. Describe the function of any two links in the distribution chain in figure 1. We have the manufacturer or producer makes the goods that are to be sold. For example, a manufacturer may produce cosmetics, food items, or clothing and then supply them to the wholesalers. So we have the wholesaler buys goods in large quantities from manufacturers and sells them in smaller quantities to retailers. This helps manufacturers move large amounts of stock and allows retailers to buy goods in quantities they can manage. Next question. List 4 forms of technology utilized in logistics and supply chain operations. One form of technology used in logistics and supply chain operations is barcode scanning. Another form is GPS tracking systems. A third form is computerized inventory management systems. A fourth form is electronic data interchange or online ordering systems. Next question. Outline 2 benefits of information technology to logistics and supply chain operations. We have information technology helps businesses to track goods more accurately and quickly. For example, GPS tracking allows a business to know where delivery vehicles and shipments are located, which helps reduce delays and improves customer service. Information technology also helps businesses to manage stock more efficiently. Computerized inventory systems can show when stock is low, when new supplies are needed, and which items are selling quickly. This reduces overstocking, shortages, and wastage. Next question. Alex is in the business for importing exotic food items for several local restaurants and hotels on the island. Identify 2 problems that he may likely encounter when obtaining foods from his various distributors around the world. Alex may experience delays in shipping or delivery. He may also experience spoilage or damage to food items, especially because exotic foods may be perishable. For each problem identified above, outline one measure which could be implemented or reduced to prevent its occurrence. To reduce shipping delays, Alex can use reliable suppliers and shipping companies and place orders early. This would give the goods enough time to arrive before they are needed by restaurants and hotels. To prevent spoilage or damage, Alex can use proper refrigerated storage and transport, such as cold containers or temperature-controlled vehicles. This will help keep the food fresh and safe until it reaches the restaurants and hotels. Next question, number 5. Define the term unemployment. Unemployment refers to a situation where people who are willing and able to work cannot find a job. Next question is 3 different types of unemployment. The 3 we have would be seasonal unemployment, frictional unemployment, and structural unemployment. Outline one way in which a government can assist in reducing unemployment in its country. A government can reduce unemployment by providing training and education programs. These programs help workers develop the skills needed for available jobs, making them more employable in industries such as tourism, construction, technology, and manufacturing. State 3 reasons why Caribbean nationals migrate to countries outside of the region. Caribbean nationals may migrate to countries outside of the region to seek better job opportunities and higher wages, to access better education and training opportunities, and to obtain better healthcare, living conditions, or a higher standard of living. Next question, outline one negative effect on Caribbean countries when their citizens migrate. One negative effect is the brain drain. This occurs when skilled workers such as doctors, nurses, teachers, and engineers leave the Caribbean to work overseas, causing local countries to lose valuable human resources needed for development. Next one, define the term foreign investment. Foreign investment occurs when individuals, businesses, or governments from one country invest money, resources, or assets into businesses or projects in another country. Next question, explain 2 ways in which foreign investment could have a positive impact on Caribbean countries. One positive impact of foreign investment is that it can create employment for Caribbean citizens. For example, if a foreign company builds a hotel, factory, or call center in a Caribbean country, it may hire local workers. This helps reduce unemployment, increases household income, and improves the standard of living. Another positive impact is the foreign investment can increase economic growth and government revenue. Foreign businesses may bring capital, technology, training, and new business methods into the country. As these businesses operate, they may pay taxes, purchase local goods and services, and contribute to national income. This can help the government fund roads, schools, hospitals, and other development projects. And that is the end of our paper. Thank you for watching.